Okay, so we are continuing our football club history series. It has been a while since I have done one of these videos. We're going to look at Ross County in this video. The Staggies is their nickname. Their mascot is named Roscoe, play on the club's name. The club itself is founded in 1929. Their current home ground is Victoria Park, which has a capacity of 6,541. That is in the town of Dingwall, which is just north of Inverness, so right at the top of Scotland, right at the top of the UK. The club itself had a lengthy stint in the Highland League between 1929 and 1994. In the mid-90s, the Scottish League decided to restructure and expand, and Ross County was one of those clubs, alongside Inverness Caledonian Thistle, to join the expanded, restructured Scottish Football League for the 1994-1995 season. It took until 2012, however, for the club to first make the Scottish top flight. They reached the Scottish top flight after a 40-match unbeaten run. That is insane. So in the 2011-2012 season, they went on this long unbeaten run. It secured them promotion as champions of the Scottish Championship in the 2011-2012 season. That run continued into their maiden Premiership season until ended by St Johnstone. So they went on this long unbeaten run. Very few clubs can go on say they've had an unbeaten run of more than 40 games. Only a handful of professional clubs have ever done that. That is ridiculous. However, their stay in the top flight only lasts 6 years. 2018, they are relegated to the Scottish Championship. They only spend one season in the Scottish Championship before securing promotion back to the Scottish Premiership, where they have remained up until this point. Obviously, their last game of the season was the Championship Premiership playoff final, and they beat Partick Thistle after being 3-0 down. They got back to 3-all, took it to penalties, and won on a penalty shootout. That was a ridiculous game last weekend. As I'm recording this video, Partick miss out on promotion to the top flight via penalty shootout, but they did blow a 3-0 lead. The last time I saw a 3-0 lead blown end up going to a penalty shootout was the Champions League final in 2005 between Liverpool and AC Milan, where AC Milan, at half-time, were 3-0 up. Liverpool had that second-half comeback, and of course, Jerzy Dudek did his heroics in that penalty shootout. So it doesn't happen often, but when it does, oh my God, those games are fantastic. So, since 2012, they spent one season outside of the Scottish top flight. Now, since being in the Scottish Football League system, they have won the Scottish League Cup once, they've won the Scottish Challenge Cup 3 times, and they've also been to a Scottish Cup final as a second-tier side. They weren't even in the top flight at this point, so they could have actually won the Scottish Cup by not being a top-flight side. Very few clubs can say they've won a cup title whilst not being in the top flight in whatever league you look at. So, Scottish League Cup, they won in the 2015-2016 season. Scottish Challenge Cup, they've won 3 times, as I say, 2006-2007 season, the 2010-2011 season, and their promotion season back to the Scottish Premiership in 2018-2019. When they were a Scottish Championship side, they were runners-up in the Scottish Cup, losing 3-0 on the day to Dundee United in the 2009-2010 season. And their biggest rivals, and their friendly rivals, are Inverness Caledonian Thistle. They can compete in the Highland Derby, which is the most northerly professional football derby in the UK, not in Europe. There are some in Norway and Sweden in the professional game that take place at a higher latitude. But the Inverness Cali Thistle rivalry is a friendly rivalry, very similar to Dundee and Dundee United, because a lot of people live in the area, work with each other, live with each other. You'll see one family member be a Ross County fan, another family member be an Inverness Cali Thistle fan. It is really like that. Same with Dundee and Dundee United. One brother will be a Dundee fan, the other brother will be a Dundee United fan. It truly is a friendly rivalry. But there we go. There's a brief history of Ross County Football Club. And for their short existence in the professional levels of Scottish football, they've had some reasonable success. They are going to be a Premiership side for next season. Hopefully they're not in a relegation fight next season and they can kick on a little bit. But that 40-match unbeaten run in 2011-2012 is a fantastic run. Very few clubs can say they've gone on a 40-plus game unbeaten run. Very few clubs can do that. Arsenal's Invincibles and Nottingham Forest in England, I think, have hit over 40 games unbeaten. Very few clubs have done that. You will lose games eventually. And it took into their first Premiership season a good month in before they actually lost a game. So imagine if they went on another lengthy unbeaten run, that could happen. But of course, Celtic and Rangers are the teams that dominate Scottish football, but other clubs in Scotland have won silverware. Ross County is one of them. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comment section below. I will have some more content for you very, very soon.